Man, what's going on, my ASVAB party people? Anderson here, your ASVAB coach. Let's go ahead and get to it. Right now, we're going to be doing mental math with all four operations, and here's why this is important. When you think about mental math, you want to think about this as the foundation to everything that you're going to do. Why? Well, think about it like this. When it comes to word problems on the ASVAB, those are hard enough as they are, right? Those are hard enough as it is. And so when you think about how much time it takes to plan, you have 2 minutes per question. Imagine this. Just take a second to imagine this. If you have 2 minutes per question, and let's say it takes you about a minute and a half, maybe a minute 40 seconds to really truly figure out a good, solid plan that you know is going to work, okay, great. But guess what now? Now you have 20, 30, 40 seconds to calculate, and you got to do that as quickly as you can, under pressure, under timing, right? So here's the thing. If you know your mental math, if you know how to calculate confidently and quickly and effectively, the great benefit is that you can take more time to plan. If you don't know how to calculate confidently and it takes you about a minute to calculate, well, that means you only have a minute to plan. So that's the great thing about mental math. It gives you more time. So it's not a matter of, oh, I know how to calculate. No, it's a matter of, can I do it without hesitation? Can I do it so decisively that it gives you more time to plan, because you know that once you got the plan down, you're good. You can calculate very quickly and you can move on with confidence. That's what mental math is all about, and that's what this video is about. And so if you're watching this on Monday, then we have a free class coming up tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for mental math. So go ahead, use that link right there, or find the link in this post in the description or up here somewhere. Find that link, register for the free class if you haven't done so already, and get the free practice test that it comes with. My free practice test includes video solutions so you can learn from every mistake, know what topics you need to work on, and you can crush it moving forward. So with that said, let's go ahead. Let's get started on this mental math, my party people, starting with the first one here. I'm going to start with arguably what a lot of people think is the hardest one. So I'm going to zoom on in just a little bit here because I'm going to blow your mind. So let's say we have $49.99 plus $34.99. Very common topic in the real world, right? Very common. You're dealing with money. And so how can you do this in your head? You got, what, 4 digits and 4 digits? Coach Anderson, how do you do that? I got you, man. I got you. Watch this. This is how mental math works. Mental math uses what you already know and uses what's called convenience. That's all mental math is basically making it more convenient to do the problem. Watch this. And when I show you this, comment on this video letting me know what you thought of this, because I promise you I'm going to blow your mind. So here we go. You got $49.99 and $34.99. What if I thought about it like this? What if I said, $49.99 is awfully close to $50. True or false? Right? That's just a penny. That is just 1 penny. If I just added 1 penny, I can go ahead and add 1 penny to make that $50. And again, this is happening in my head. This is happening in my head. So I'm saying $49.99? Nah, 50. I'm looking over here, $34.99? Nah, let me just add another penny. Let me just add another penny and make that $35. So now that I have to add these two together, isn't that easy now? Isn't that easy? What's 50 bucks plus 35 bucks? Well, that's $85. So in my head, I turn $49.99, $34.99, $50, $35, that's $85. Great. So that's $85. But here's what needs to happen. You estimated here. What we did is we estimated. We added a penny to each one, again, to make it convenient. So by making this convenient, now we need to go ahead and compensate for that. We need to make up for that convenience. How? Simple. We added a penny here and added a penny there. What does that mean that we need to make up for? What that means is we need to make up for the 2 pennies, 2 cents. We need to take away the 2 cents that we brought on. And so $85 minus 2 cents is all you have to do. And I think we know how to subtract a penny, 2 pennies. I think we know. So $85 minus 2 cents or 2 pennies, that's going to give us a final answer of $84.98 with my big old head in the way. So there it is. And again, this is happening in your head. So I'm showing you the process nice and slow because I want you to see what's going on. But really on the test, when you actually see something like this should be automatic because you'll say, okay, round up to $1, add them to make it easy, then take away those 2 pennies, done. As opposed to going like this. Okay, 49, let me go ahead and do this here. 49.99 plus 34.99. 9 plus 9 is 18, carry the 1. 9 plus 9 is 18, carry the 1 is 19. Okay, 9 plus 4, that's going to be 13, carry the... You see how long that's taking? You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. You can just go ahead and use mental math to make your life so much easier. So that's number 1 here. And that's just for addition. There are strategies you can use for multiplication and division as well as subtraction. So let's take a look at this second one here. This second one here, 273 minus 148. So that first strategy that I showed you for the money problem, that's what's called estimation and compensation. So that's what I call it. I mean, you can see it called different things in the math world, but for me, when I discovered this for myself, I called it estimation and compensation. This over here, this is what's called, the strategy I'm going to use is called splitting and gluing. So if you've seen my mental math strategies before, this is my favorite one. Splitting and gluing is literally this, all about convenience, all about convenience. And so what does this do? The problem is that you don't want to spend too much time working with big digits. And so instead of working with big digits, 2 big digits, you can split it up into not just one big operation, but maybe 2 or 3 really small, really easy, really convenient operations. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is this, my party people. I got you. So 148 is the same thing as saying 148, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Right? That's correct. 148 is 140 and 8. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to go ahead in our heads, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 100 first to make that 173 by. Then I'll go ahead and subtract 40 to make that more convenient for myself. Okay, so that'll be 133. Goodbye. And then lastly, I just have to subtract 8. And that's it. Minus 8. And again, this is happening in your head. This is why mental math is awesome, because you know how to subtract by 100, by 40, by 8, and you're just combining the 3 to make it a total of subtracting by 148. So you know this, it's just a different way of rearranging how you think. That's why mental math is so powerful, because anybody can do it. So here, 133 minus 8 gives us 125. And there we have it. So the hardest part about this, really, is knowing what 133 minus 8 is. That's the hardest part. That's really the hardest part. Because again, you can subtract by 100 nice and easy. You can subtract by 40 nice and easy. The last digit, maybe you got to think about it a little more, but with practice, you'll be solid at that. You'll be absolutely solid. And so now that we're halfway through, we got 2 more to go. We got multiplication and division here. I want to show you these strategies as well. And so just a quick pause, because I think it's so important that you have the right support to pass the ASVAB. I know one of the biggest issues, test anxiety, lack of confidence, feeling like the way you study and then what you actually feel like on the test is 2 completely different things. Like the nervousness just makes it really hard to do your best. And that's why I actually offer a full program. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because I want to get back to the video. But this program seriously is everything you need to pass without the stress, and basically helping you lower anxiety to go in the test with strategies and confidence that you know will overtake any of those nervous feelings. All right? So this is everything you get with it. You get all the classes, all the support, everything that you need to have reliable coaching to make sure that you're good to go. So that's everything you get. You can text me to learn more, or you can check the link in this description of the video somewhere here. Find it. It's all about helping you succeed. All right? So don't want to talk about that too much because we got some more magic to make happen. So here we go. 58 times 7. So remember how I just talked about splitting and gluing? So split and glue works for multiplication as well and division. It works for addition, subtraction, all of it. It works for all of it. And again, splitting and gluing is all about splitting the number up into easier operations. So splitting a big number into easier numbers. And what did I do last time? Look at that. Check out the pattern here. 148, I turned it into 140 and 8. I split it into the digits. So check out over here. I'm going to split the 58 times 7 into the digits. I'm going to split the 58 into 50 and 8. I'm going to split that into 50 and 8. And how does that work? In my head, I'm going to multiply the 7. So let me use a different color here. I'm going to split the 7 into the 50 and into the 8. So 7 times 50 right there, and 7 times 8 right there. So this is just a play on what's called the distributive property. You've heard the distributive property before, right? You've heard of that. That's what this is based on. You can use the distributive property to make your life easier. It's called splitting and gluing. So 7 times 50, what's that going to be, my party people? In your head, 7 times 50, 350. Because 7 times 5 is 35, but since it's 50, 350. And then when you look at the 8, booyah, my party people, watch this. 7 times 8, well, that's 56. Great. And so we can do both of those in our heads nice and easy. And guess what now? You turned a problem like 58 times 7 into an easier problem, 350 plus 56. 350 plus 50, 400. Then bring the 6 is 406. Done. And again, it's going to be much, much faster in real time. Much faster in real time. I'm showing you the strategies and I'm walking you through. That way you can go ahead and do it faster. But I have to take my time doing this, right? So one more time before we move on to the division one, then show you split and glue there. Watch this. So here, basically 7 times 58. I do 7 times 50, 350. 7 times 8, 56. 350 plus 50 plus 6, 406. Done. You can do that in your head before someone else has the opportunity to even finish writing that. That's the great thing about mental math. Next, let's go to 378 divided by 3 with division. Again, we're going all 4 operations today in today's class, so I really hope you can make it. And so here we are, 378 divided by 3. Split and glue. It works. So what do I mean by this? Splitting and gluing with division is slightly trickier, but it's all about knowing your multiplication tables. Why? Because I'm going to split the 378 into numbers that I know are divisible by 3. Because, it's hard to see if 378 is divisible by 3. It's hard to tell really right away. But what I do know is that I can split the 378, I can split that into 300, because I know 300 is divisible by 3. What's left when I do that? Just 78. Okay, that's a little tough, right? That might be a little tough. But try to split the 78 up into numbers you know are divisible by 3. What numbers are those going to be? It's going to be specifically, I know 60 is divisible by 3, and I know that if I take away 60 from 78, that's going to be 18 left, and I know 18 is divisible by 3. So I can split the 378 into 3 convenient numbers, and I can do this in my head before anybody else can do this. Why would you want to do that when you can just do that in your head? 300 divided by 3, 100. 60 divided by 3, 20. 18 divided by 3, 6. 326. Done. And there's my answer. And there's my answer. So there it is, my party people. I'm telling you, mental math is honestly, quite honestly, what everybody should be committing to learning. And that's how serious I am about this, because I'm telling you, you can save time on word problems by spending less time on the actual calculating. Once you know what to do, it's a great feeling to know that you can do it and you got the right answer because you had the right plan. And so with that said, my party people, I am Coach Anderson. I hope you can make it to the free class tonight, and stay tuned for a couple more seconds to see the full details of the ASVAB program that I offer. That way you can raise your score without the stress and get the job you deserve. So with that said, my party people, let's ace the ASVAB. I'll see you soon.